Once a club becomes ratified with the USC, they are given a financial account and unique account number. In order to maintain security of the club's money, clubs are not permitted to hold external bank accounts. For most of your events, you will need to buy food, decorations, prizes, and so on and so forth. With the support of the USC Finance Department, they help clubs to maintain the financial accounts by recording deposits, processing checks, and refunds, and other financial needs. All club transactions must be recorded in this account. To enhance the security on these accounts, CGC and the USC have agreed that only people with signing authority can access this account. So, who is signing authority, and what does this mean? All USC ratified clubs have a maximum of 3 signing authorities. Signing authorities is automatically given to the president, the vice president of events, and the vice president of finance. Signing authority also cannot be transferred. The signing officers can access the financial information, approve reimbursements and payment for items purchased for club activities, book conference rooms through the USC, and approve of club expenses at Creative Services, The Wave, and Purple Store. Signing authority is confirmed using your student ID number, which was collected during club transition. So, who doesn't love paperwork? Okay, so if we have over 3,000 events proposals in a year, we've processed a lot of deposits, checks, refunds, and more. In order to keep track of all of these transactions, the USC requires forms to be filled out. The forms are available and are to be submitted in the USC main offices, which is opened Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. A deposit slip will need to be filled out each time you make a deposit. Not sure or need help? Someone is always at the front desk to give you a hand. Don't be shy. To pay for an invoice or refund someone for a club purchase, you need to complete a reimbursement request form. 2 of the 3 signing officers will need to sign the form showing their approval of the expense. Staple the receipts from the purchase to the back of the form and you are done. For refunds under $40, payment will be made in cash. Anything over $40, a check will be processed. If the person has receipts from multiple stores, add them all together and only create one form. For those really large purchases, over $100, you will need to ask for a purchase order, or PO for short. A PO is a legal document and acts as a promise to pay. Again, 2 of the 3 signing officers will need to sign the form to approve the expense. POs are used to secure a room booking, to purchase club clothing, catering expenses, and much more. So with all of that said, let's take a look at this example. Joe's club was going to host a competition and they wanted to buy trophies for the winners. Joe contacted the local business Trophies R Us and got a quote for the trophies, printing, and delivery. The total price for all of this was $225.53. Considering this was a good price, Joe contacted the compliance staff and requested a purchase order. The document was processed, the trophies were made. Joe did not need to pay for this order using his own funds, nor was a deposit required. A general ledger, or GL, is a record of all transactions in and out of your club account. Club ledgers are available from the USC Finance Office or main desk. They can be a bit tricky to read if you're not familiar with these reports. Here's an example of a general ledger. A lot of information on this page is not particularly important to you, but let's highlight what is very vital. You can see the name of the club is the Baking Club, and their account number is 81234. The opening balance for this club shows that it's at $323.19. With each transaction, you can see the date, the description, and the amount. Now, if you remember, a debit means money out and a credit means money in, you're already halfway there. On September 25th, C. Smith deposited $125 for t-shirts, and on September 30th, the company T-Shirts R Us was paid $125. Did you notice that this balance was negative? Don't panic, this is correct. The USC is recording these balances as money owing to your club, not club owing to the USC. If your account balance changes to a positive number, then you need to worry, as you will have spent more money than you have. Okay, so what about the Vice President Finance of your club? And what are their responsibilities? The Vice President Finance of a club is responsible for managing and overseeing all of the financial transactions for the club to ensure all deposits and payments are getting processed. The first task of a Vice President Finance is to create an annual budget for the club. Putting a budget together can be a daunting task, but all executives should be involved with this process. A budget is a list of all planned revenues and expenses. A good budget mirrors the action plans for the upcoming year and is used to plan how money will be spent. The Vice President of Finance, with the help of the other executives, should keep records of money spent and received by your club. That way, you're able to compare the one the USC provides you. This allows you to point out any discrepancies between the two. These ledgers are a good resource for helping you to stay on budget. The last major task for the Vice President of Finance is to participate in the club audit. The Financial Review Committee performs an audit of all clubs to review their financial integrity and club spending every year. By keeping your ledger and budget up to date, you should pass with flying colors. So why is a budget necessary? Budgets act as a guideline to ensure that we do not spend more money than we have. When a club is running multiple events per month, there is always a risk of club members losing track of how much money they have to spend. The budget works to show exactly how much club members have to spend on their events. The budget is a living document and should be updated throughout the year with actual amounts. Now, let's look at the sections of the budget. The budget is separated into two main sections: revenues and expenses. The revenues will include any money coming into the club account. This is where you will enter the membership fees as well as the carry forward balance from the previous year. Any donations, sponsorships, ticket sales, merchandise sales your club is planning for should also be included. The expense will include any money you will be spending over the year. These will include supplies, room booking fees, technical costs, food and catering, donations, clothing, or other items your club has purchased. There are two main expenses that must be remembered. The first one are the insurance and administrative fees. This is a cost of $2.50 per member of the club. The second main expense is a contingency amount. The contingency funds are set aside for those just-in-case expenses or to cover costs that were never expected. We usually call this our emergency funds.